Right then, those of you who watch my other channel, the Pond Guru channel, will probably remember that under here we had a massive filter system. And I've taken it out because it was at the wrong side of the pond. It was an absolute bummer to clean, and I wasn't making any use of any of the water. And it has been moved over there, behind those bushes, for a specific purpose. So let's go and take a look. And while we're on our way over there, I might as well just explain that these are the platforms that I put in last year. We've got big 2-foot brushes hanging off the bottom of crates which are filled with alpha grog, and then they've been planted up. So those plants, on the whole, are coming through pretty well. Not so well on this one, but certainly very well on that one. So you can imagine that extending about 3 feet under the water. The amount of fish that it attracts, they just love to use it as a habitat there, you know. I actually had Colin that works me fishing the other day, and just off the end of here he caught some absolutely magnificent perch. I mean, they were not specimen fish, but they were absolute belters, you know. Really good fish. Tell you what, before we go around there, I'll just chuck a few pellets in. There's absolutely all sorts of fish in there. Most of those will be rudd. There's a few golden orf. Might even be the occasional trout still kicking about in here. Roach as well. Mostly coarse fish, but just in absolutely beautiful condition. Really healthy. Now the pump that supplies these filters is a beast. 56,000 litres per hour. It's a God, what is it? Hylia pump. It's basically a big Chinese thing. I'll put a link to it in the video description. I think it's a Hylia, something like D60,000, something like that. But it actually produces 56,000 litres an hour, which is far too much for the filter. So I've teed it off. That one there goes to a shower filter, and that one there just spits straight back into the pond, and that's got a venturi on it. That's why you can hear it going sucking air in. It just helps to shift the water around in the pond. And that's the one that feeds up to the little shower filter. At some point I may reinstate the big stainless steel shower filter, but I'm not sure. I might not. There's certainly enough water to supply another filter if necessary. So, you have to excuse a little bit of mess, but I left this here just so you could see what was in these various tanks. We've got loads of crates of grog, biohome, pumice, a bit of all sorts in really. And these troughs are about half filled with that, so in the back 2/3 it's all filter media. So the water's pumped up from the pond, it goes into this vortex, swirls around, drops down into this one, swirls around, drops into this one, swirls around, then it goes into here, swirls around, gets settled out in amongst a load of brushes and crates of grog and everything. And then it goes into this next section. Again, same things happen. That one, same things happen. That one, same things happen. At some point I'll probably cut circular holes out of here and put big plants in here so the roots go down into the water, and that'll provide an unbelievable habitat for all sorts of invertebrates, which in turn will wash out of the exits and go in and feed the fish. So those exits travel down here, and the water's just spat out in various directions through the 2-inch pipes. Because it draws air in at the filter side, and mixes it as it's flowing down here. It creates a really aerated stream of water, and the fish really seem to love it. You often get like shoals of fish congregating around that outlet. So all of these various parts of this big filter have drain outlets on the bottom there. As you can see, all those ones are closed off, except which one? We're doing this one, the second vortex. Last week it was the first vortex that I was draining. This week it's that one. Next week it'll be that one. And all these pipes feed into a common pipe which go all the way down there into my vegetable garden, and probably about 100 yards further on to my other vegetable garden. So really this currently is providing quite a lot of settlement. You know, there's very little suspended sediment in the big pond. Obviously it's green because there's no UV on here, and on a sunny day it gets full sun for most of the day. That makes it go green. There's no way of getting around that. I do have a big UV unit. I cannot really see the point in fitting it though, because it won't be big enough. It's not gonna keep that from going green. Ideally I should have got a couple of bales of barley straw, put them in at the top where the spring comes in, and never got round to doing it. The fish don't mind it being green. It's all part of nature really, because the greenness feeds loads of little microorganisms, which in turn feed the macroorganisms, fish and so on, and then if we ever need them, they'll feed us. So it really is a self-sustaining system in that pond. This just helps, and it also helps to supply water to my vegetable gardens, which you'll see in an upcoming video. I'll probably do an update on this if and when I get the holes cut in the mesh on the top and put big plants in with the roots hanging out. That really will provide, oh god, abundance as far as invertebrates go. The roots will just be swarming with things. Yeah, it's got to be done at some point. It's just not high up on my list of priorities yet. Probably towards the end of the year I will do that though. So this is working very well. The pump is a beast. It's shifting plenty of water. The water's nicely aerated. It's moving around. Fish are really happy and responding well. When Colin fished the pond, honestly man, some of the fish he was catching were just belters. Really, the next time Colin fishes the pond, I'll probably fish it myself as well, or I'll hang around with him for an hour or so and I'll video some of the fish that come out of that pond, because they're absolute belters. I mean, they're really, really healthy. As a system, it's working very, very well. Thanks for watching. Join me in part 2 of this series, because we'll be taking a look at the off-grid solar system.